Welcome here to the Black Twitch League. I am Necrox, your play-by-play and host for the evening, joined by the one and only, the man who does it all behind the scenes, but also going to be color casting tonight. His name is Ito.
Hello, hello. So very glad to be here and very excited for this matchup. Of course, I'm going to try and hold my bias back a little bit as everyone here knows that I am the owner or manager or whatever you want to call me of Mamba Mentality. So I would love to see my boys do well, but I also have a lot of friends and a lot of good staff members on Chicken Gang as well. And both of these teams are near and dear to the BTL's heart. A lot of good players on this team that have been around the BTL for a long time.
And they've made their way all the way through to the semifinals, number 2 and number 3 seed respectively, so we expect some good action. First lock in for Chicken Gang will be that Ezreal, keeping track of the bans on top of things. Lots of comfort banned away from Chicken Gang and Mamba Mentality, as Karma and Sivir, a long-range scaling duo, is locked in for the Mamba.
I will say they came prepared. They are so fast with these picks and bans. We've only been here for maybe like a minute, and they've already done all 6 bans, and they are 3 picks in. They 100% knew what they. I mean, these two teams again, since these two teams are near and dear to the heart of BTL, they know each other really well. Like, there's actually a lot of friends that are friends with each other on these teams. So like they had all sorts of research. I know, of course, from Mamba Mentality side, I saw like our staff member Hacksaw, who's like the top laner for Mamba Mentality, create like a whole spreadsheet of like all of the games Chicken Gang played this year and had like their picks and bans like completely ready. So I'd love to see it. I'd love to see that preparation. I'd love to see what, and I would like to see like what comes of it. Ooh, this is very interesting. The early Anivia pick from Chicken Gang. The mid lane of Chicken Gang is Shredded Lettuce. Ethan, also a staff member here at the BTL. He's the one that does all the power rankings that low key make people flame him because he like kind of. Because honestly, he kind of shit talks the teams as a little bit. He likes to have a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, everyone knows Aethan's champion pool. Aethan has been playing in the BTL for, I believe this is his 3rd season now, so about a year and a half. And everyone knows that Aethan is a Talia one trick, or if he doesn't get Talia, he's gonna play Cinder or Anivia. And Mama Matati is aware of that, and Chicken Gang is aware that it's like I like this little like psychology thing. Chicken Gang knows that Mama Mentality knows Ethan's champion pool. So before they can ban out the rest of Ethan's champion pool, they just decide to pick it early to lock in the Anivia because I know specifically Mama Mentality did not want to play against that Anivia.
And Anivia is one of those few champions that has a very, very good condition. If you meet that condition, that zone control, that kite back playstyle, it can be super oppressive. Mamba Mentality, I'm curious, where can they punish? Either you have to outrange in the entirety, or you have to get full on engage tools, things that can go over the zone, over that wall. Vladimir, not necessarily one of those options, can escape away with the Sanguine pool. So I'm curious if that one will be going mid lane on over the Young Slider or headed up top for Hacksaw. But the second phase of bans, it's already through. It's like a speed run here, Ito. It's Kha'Zix and Poppy both banned away, along with Diana from Chicken Gang, and 10 seconds left on their final ban of game
I
one here in
love
the semifinals.
I love how well these teams know each other. Like last season, like last week in the gauntlet, we could tell that some of the teams weren't as comfortable with each other. Whenever we saw some picks of bands that took a little bit longer, or we saw some bans that were missed that you would think like, oh, against that team, against that player, you should probably ban that person. Maybe they just didn't have that information. But oh my God, they are on top of it here. So because we saw the early Anivia pick from Chicken Gang, Mama Matati immediately shifted and decided to ban out and Defiance champions. Because typically you would see like a jungle lock in the first rotation, but they did not do that. So now they're going to ban some jungle champions, and I think this may be Rumble in the jungle.
I think
Very
it is.
interesting.
It's been incredibly powerful, and honestly, the early skirmishing isn't that bad either. The late game equalizers can really do a lot, and if you want to make an Anivia uncomfortable, that's a way to do it. You just simply outrange, you drop that equalizer over the top, and then you can generate space that the Sivir on the hunt, the Karma Mantra Shields can speed your team in to the rest of the fight.
Very interesting. Also, in Defiance Blaze It, and of course, Mama Matati knows that. Oh my God, some spice! Haven't seen the Nocturne lock in a while. I think last season we saw in Defiance play a few Nocturne games, but I don't think I've seen a single one from him this season. He's been playing a lot of Poppy, a lot of Rumble, a lot of Morgana jungle. Those more newer meta junglers, those AP junglers that have been recently become part of the meta because of how well they clear the jungle. I haven't seen him on Nocturne in a while, but Nocturne, of course, always a very. I think he's always such a good pick because I love ease of execution, and boy oh boy is Nocturne in team fights. You know what your job is. You definitely know has that ease of execution.
And Chicken Gang, while they have drafted the Nocturne, they've got that engage tool. That's their one button that says, hey guys, let's hit on the gas here. Let's go straight forward. I'm not sure the rest of their team really wants to follow through with that idea. Sure, Silas may want to actually push forward, but Lulu, Anivia, and Ezreal are all very kite back style champions. Mamba Mentality going to round out their draft now with what I could only imagine is their top laner, Hacksaw, going to pick up that Shen. Being able to stand united with anyone from anywhere on the Rift is such a powerful tool, and their team fight, looks incredibly strong as well.
Yes, yes. Honestly, I'm surprised to see Hacksaw get his Shen. Hacksaw had to was the support for Mamba Mentality up until halfway through the season where they lost their top laner, so they brought in a new support, and Hacksaw rotated up to the top lane. And pretty much since he's been top lane, I think like 80% of his games have been Shen. He plays a lot of Shen, and Chicken King was very aware of that, but they must not have considered it to be something that they needed to take away. And I think whenever you see the Silas lock-in, it's very interesting to think about the ults that are available to him, right? So you see Silas, and I feel like a lot of times whenever we're looking at a Silas lock-in, we determine his strength based off of what ultimates do the enemy team give him access to. So I think in this matchup, I mean, I'm kind of looking at him. Wait, whenever you get, see, now here's where because I don't play Silas. Whenever you take Karma ulti, do you get to choose which ability you ult? Like which, like, do you get do you get Q, W, and E or E?
Yeah, I think you actually get to choose. You kind of become Karma for a second. So you then proceed to press your Q or your W or your E. So a little bit of flexibility there, but I mean, honestly, if you're Silas in a team fight, you're either grabbing that Equalizer, you maybe grab the On the Hunt from Sivir, or you're grabbing the Stand United if you're in the side lane. I'm not sure that you want to be grabbing the Karma ulti anyways. We'll see if Shifo does end up going that direction, but for now, looks like he's going to be headed into the Shen, so he can match that global presence.
That's very true. I was about to say, I think Silas into a Shen with the Nocturne on the scene could be very interesting, because that could be one way to follow up on the Nocturne. Again, you were discussing earlier how the rest of the team, the Ezreal, the Lulu, the Nivea, those aren't really like go in hard with Nocturne type champions. Silas can be if he has the right tools available to him, and I think the Shen ulti would give him one way to follow in with the Nocturne. So that'd be very interesting to see if that actually ends up coming to fruition.
Yeah, and honestly, on the other end as well, you turn off the lights and Hacksaw can't get the Stand United down onto his bot lane, mid lane, or jungle, whoever it need be. So a little bit of cheeky drafting. The more we explore this composition, the more maybe Chicken Gang has really concocted something quite useful. Other than that, though, we expect a full-on scaling matchup in mid. It's Vladimir and Nivea. Neither of these champions particularly want to interact with one another until they have their items that are needed. Anivia, of course, super mana reliant in the early game, but bot side could get pretty interesting. You have a lot of range for both of these teams, and if either of them get low, it's blood in the water for the junglers to come hunting.
And I forgot to, I want to focus on this point as well. These are probably the two most exciting bot lanes of BTL in terms of early game pressure or early like fighting in lane. These are like some of the two most synergistic bot lanes, Bowkeeper and Eviction. Although, so a little bit of background for our cast new to our league. This is a mixed ELO league. So the teams are balanced on a point system where they can have up to 3 points worth of ELO on their team. So, and this puts most teams around platinum to diamond, but you could have anywhere up to grandmaster all the way down to silver on your team. You just kind of balance the points out on the team roster. So Bowkeeper and Eviction are both like plat 1, so they're both like right at the average. And Quick Slice and Mario Flames, Quick Slice is diamond 4, Mario Flames counts as diamond 1. So, and they have just been like, Bowkeeper and Eviction are known for playing a lot of Lucian and Braum, or like a lot of Xayah and Rakan, or like a lot of like bot lanes that like to fight early, and they love for going for those early kills. And same thing, Quickslice and Mario Flames, if they've been together in the bot lane the past, I think 3 or 4 weeks, they've been doing the same thing. They love to play super synergistic things. They love to fight in lane. I am so looking forward to this bot lane matchup. These are two of the most explosive bot lanes I think in the BTL we have so far.
And independent of the matchups, I mean, yeah, you might not look at it immediately. Lulu, Karma, it's not engaged tanks, right? They're not fighting each other, but they have so much ability to harass in the lane. I think this could be a huge point of skill expression for either of these teams. In the top lane as well, of course, you have 2 bruisers up there who love to duke it out, but until the Summoner's Rift loads up, we are now in our spectator delay. It is semifinals time here at the Black Twitch League. Chicken Gang taking on Mamba Mentality here in the semifinals. We'll be right back after a quick break as we get up onto the Rift. Welcome back, everyone. We are loaded up onto the Rift. It is game one between Chicken Gang and Mamba Mentality in the Black Twitch League semifinals, as both of these teams fly out of their starting gates, looking to give it their all here to punch their ticket to finals. I am Necrox, of course, joined by Ito, and I know we were having a little bit of discussion before this game began. We got some things to go over, but first things first is looking at those summoner spells. It is double ignite in the mid lane, 2 scaling mages, yet they still want that kill threat.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I think I see it does not seem to be sharing. Oh no. Stream, are we okay, Stream?
Let us know.
You guys in there? Anyone? Is anyone out there? Can you see us? Yes. Oh no. Okay, wait, all right, let's do, can we pause at 125?
I can.
Pause with me?
Yeah, I am paused now, and we'll wait to see what's going on with production. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but for now we can just talk about what we expect to see in this game. Again, we have double ignite mid laners. We have TPs for both top laners, and as we quickly go to a transition and a little bit of a break, and keep you guys updated on where we're going. And I mean, you could tell us a little bit more about the teams, Ito. You had a lot of insight about these teams, a lot of friends on either side, so should be reading each other's plays maybe as we get further in.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure how much Grim time they haven't, because it's funny because they were going to. So because of how we set up the playoffs this year with the gauntlet, the number 1 seed got to choose whether or not they were going to play the number 3 seed or the gauntlet winner, and until that time, Chicken Gang did not know who they were going to face until like last Monday. And I'm hearing from production that it may be capturing. We may be good to come back to the game and we could watch these teams in their early setup and see if there'll be anything spicy happening at level 1. I don't expect anything right now. Yep, 125. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, we're good to go. All right, we're back in it, ladies and gentlemen. We have resumed the action on the Rift, which means it is time to kick off game number 1. It was a little bit of anticipation, suspense, if you will, built up for the inaugural semifinals match, as both junglers will be starting on opposite sides of the Rift. Mario and Quickslice thinking about getting a little bit of a cheeky start to this game, and Bowkeeper's going to be chunked down to about 3/4 HP to start things off.
Ooh, that's he was almost chunked for more. If Quickslice had just waited a little bit longer, but he's already taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's a rough start to the lane. This is what we're talking about. So much ability to harass early on, and well, Sivir and Karma have a natural advantage. They really don't care about the wave. Shifo looking for a nice trade in top side will take about Hacksaw's half HP at that point. Keeping an eye on the clear from both these junglers is, you can see in Defiance working his way onto the Raptors. He's going for a very significant clear, as he's already worked his way through his Krugs, looking towards that topside crab.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we see the opposite start there, the mirror start for those junglers. So definitely going to be avoiding each other. Very interesting. It's so funny to be watching in Defiance be the one in the game, because typically as a jungle main and as the one of the junglers in this league, whenever he's on the booth and in my position right now, he will always be critiquing or saying something about the early game jungle pathing. So it's very interesting to see how he decides to do his pathing in this game. Looks like he did like a kind of standard start bot side, go to the top side, go look like he's clearing all of his camps. We'll see what his pathing will be. Maybe we'll see if he looks for an early, just a full clear, or an early gank. It looks like both junglers are going to be full clearing here, just going to be taking the scuttle and their respective scuttles.
Yeah, Indefiant's actually leaving his Gromp up for now as well, just to make sure he can get into the river in time. Nocturne, not one of the fastest earlier clearing junglers, so he'll be headed to that crab, grabs that one for himself. It's a handshake of scuttles for now as he heads straight back in, and it's a slow start from both these teams, and that's what I would expect here, Ito. You got lots of scaling elements on either side, whether it is something like the Vladimir or the Sivir. On the other side, you have an Anivia, you have an Ezreal, who both want that late game potential, as Mario and Quickslice repeatedly shove in waves and just dominate this bot side. Already grabbed themselves a quick plate.
Yeah, they're just absolutely shoving it. Oh my god, you thought Caitlyn Morgana was bad. Look at what Sivir and Karma are able to do to that bot lane wave.
And they're relentless. They're up already 8 CS. You would expect that to get bigger. You can see Melon thinking about doing something here on bot lane. He's canceling his recall, but the return play on top side is in. The taunt is on, but it's first blood just like that to Shifo. They go for the dive. They don't even need the jungler. It's basically a solo kill in top lane.
Do we see a return on the bot lane? Goalkeeper incredibly low.
Oh, Bowkeeper, the exhaust is on him alone. He's under the turret. Can he keep himself alive? The answer is absolutely not. It's too early. There was no way to support the angle, so Mario and Quickslice will lose out on their jungler, and 2 wins across the board to Chicken Gang.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. There seems like kind of a miscommunication going a little bit too early there, or not being aware of the defensive capabilities of Lulu underneath that tower with that exhaust, with the polymorph, with the heal, and all the tools available to a very safe Ezreal and Lulu. It's really hard to dive them. It's really, really difficult there. Yeah, that was going to be very, very hard to pull off. An unfortunate from Mamba mentality, but a quick 2-0 start here for Chicken Gang.
Yeah, and they've got themselves 2 kills on the opposite sides of the rift as well. One where their jungler was, and one where the enemy jungler was. So you really hate to see it. Now the return plays in. There is a flash on Hacksaw, but where are you going? You're on the wrong side of the rift. There's no way away. Shifo might be the angle for return kill, but the fear is just too damn scary. And Shifo has made himself 2-0.
Okay, this seems like a similar strategy to what we saw in one of the games on Friday, where they had a ranked mismatch in the top lane. So they had like a diamond top laner versus a gold top laner, and they just ganked the gold top laner over and over again to get the diamond top laner ahead. That's kind of seems to be what Chicken Game is currently doing, abusing our boy Hacksaw. In Defiance, how could you do this to your boy Hacksaw?
It's so rough for this Shen. First, he was dove under his turret, then his wave bounced back out and got killed again. I don't know. That's cyberbullying at this point for Hacksaw. He cannot survive anywhere in his lane.
Yeah, but he's like, well, you know what? I'm Shen. I'm just going to do my duties for my team, try to get what CS I can. Gonna try and see if he could. Probably going to be playing a lot safer now if I wants to avoid any more deaths and just get your utility for your team. That's going to be looking like this could be an early dragon start here. Yeah, this is going to be an early dragon. Chicken Gang just firing on all cylinders in this early game.
It's a tempo Drake here for Chicken Gang. It'll be Cloud Drake #1, which means all 3 other options are on the board. Infernal now, we will know, will not be the soul. That means it's either Mountain or Ocean, 2 of the strongest souls possible. So getting that early stacking could be critical here for Chicken Gang, but they don't need it, Ito. They're already out to a nice lead. They've got a 2-0 top laner. They've got a 1-0 Ezreal. Yeah, he's down in CS, but that should equalize the more and more mana Bowkeeper can get. And the more harass he can put in himself. So return look on top side onto Shifo. He has flash, trying to go back in with the Kingslayer, getting a little bit more lifesteal, flashing over the wall. No one decides to flash after. Bowkeeper taking a little bit more harass here on bot side as well. Will dodge out on the second part of the Boomerang Blade. So Shifo will have to burn that flash to get away from the gank. First look here from Mamba mentality.
Oh, and Defiance is finding him way. Oh, and there is that early on, that combination that I was talking about during the draft. Oh my god.
Barely ticks down. It's so well played. They use the ultimates together, the Paranoia and the Stand United, and they find Quickslice. He flashed, he healed the ultimate, but there's just no way to run. There's only a way to fight back. Meanwhile, mid lane, the Ignite's down to Young Slider. He's so low. He's dead. Solo kill for Shredded Lettuce.
Honestly, imagine taking Ignite as a Nibia. Oh my god. I guess if you're into Vladimir, it does a lot of things for you, but boy, oh boy. That Ignite, we see the Anivia get the solo kill on Vladimir in the mid lane. Chicken Gang really, really off to an incredibly strong start here.
They're off to a better than strong start. They're already up 2.2k gold only at 8.5 minutes. I'm not sure you can ask for a better start. Ooh, lots of damage onto Bowkeeper. And this is what we noticed earlier. It's Quickslice running that Dark Harvest, and he will be just going for Q poke this entire game.
Very, very interesting. I was one thing about the Dark Harvest, I feel like it doesn't, like, that's not, this won't be the scaling build then. It doesn't scale as hard, I feel. The late game like 400 CS. I mean, I'm like a League of Legends boomer, so maybe that's like an age long forgotten of like that super late game saver with like the crit build and the attack speed. But if you're going for this build, you won't be scaling as much. But I guess you have scaling on the rest of your team, so it doesn't really matter as much. Oh my
Yeah, no,
goodness.
I mean it's not too bad at all, right? I think the option here for Quick Slice is just outrange of the threats here from the likes of Chicken Gang. They just want to get out of the Anivia's range. You don't want to have to kite in to that frozen zone, so just going for as much range as possible at all times. He clears in yet another wave, and while Quick Slice has died, he has done so much to put Bowkeeper behind. 20 CS lead plus 3 plates now on this bottom tier 1.
Oh boy, yeah, these boomerangs are really slapping. It's not slapping, and they're just deleting waves.
Conviction has to flash away from the tether there from Mario Flames. Another wall goes up in mid. The stun is flashed away from as well from Slider. And the only lane that's really struggling here, Ito, is bot lane, but they've already got themselves a kill, and Bowkeeper's fully on his way to that Divine Sunderer. He has no problem just sitting back, farming up.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the advantage of him playing the Cesaro. This may have also actually been their plan. Chicken Gang knows going into this game the Mamba mentality strengths lie in their bot lane, so they chose Ezreal Lulu's like, we're going to get through this laning phase and just win the rest. And oh my god!
What was that solo kill in the mid lane onto the enemy jungler? Quick Slice has no flash. He has no ulti now. Mario so low, but the kite forward from Bowkeeper is too much. Arcane Shift available in just a second, but he doesn't need it. The man is truly a sniper on this Ezreal. Only Mario Flames left to go. One more true shot, and Bowkeeper has found himself a double kill as mid lane tier 1 is knocked down as well. Thanks to In Defiance dropping that Rift Herald in mid lane. 8-0, 5k gold lead. Chicken Gang are everywhere on the Rift right now. Now they're looking on top side as well onto Hacksaw. Meanwhile, mid lane, the egg is popped onto Shredded Lettuce. Here comes a re-engage from Indefiance, but he tanks a little bit too many turret shots. The stun is on return onto Young Slider. He's going to go down. Here's the Stand United onto Balone to finally maybe take down this Anivia. Fly away all you want. The shutdown will be passed over to Hacksaw. They find themselves 2 kills, but 2 kills is better than they found all game.
That is very, very true. Very, very true. Oh my god, Ethan is showing why people don't want him on Anivia. Like, people think he's just a Talia one trick. Nah, he can play Anivia incredibly well. And honestly, I mean, Talia was up. He didn't even choose Talia. So obviously, not only can he play Talia really well, they prefer to have him on. Not only can he play Anivia very well, they prefer to have him on this Anivia. And you can see what he's doing here. He's just doing absolutely disgusting things with mid lane. This Vladimir's having a terrible time. This 1v1 with this Anivia just getting these solo kills and just putting out so much pressure. Oh my god. I feel like I don't think you look forward to the next game just yet. This game is definitely not too out of control, but I think going forward, you know, whenever you're in a best of 5 series, you're thinking, by god, that Anivia is a problem. You do not want to see that again, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, I asked why the Ignite earlier on, but if you're getting solo kills, it's totally worth it. Man's got Luden's Echo as well for the one-shot potential. 3-1 on this Anivia. I mean, the man is just a Chad. He doesn't care about the meta.
He's really feeling himself right now. Yeah, Ethan's really feeling himself right now.
I love it, man. Shredded Lettuce doesn't care about the fact that you're supposed to build Leandries or, man, you're supposed to take Teleport because it's not an early game champion. You want him to play Anivia, he'll make it a damn early game champion. Equalizer goes down onto the Dragon, maybe looking for some poke over the wall, but they just lose the Drake. Not enough tempo. It's 2-0 now as a Drake count for Chicken Gang.
Uh-oh.
Is there a play to be made here? I don't think so. It's just too hard, but maybe it's going to be returned. Young Slider, be careful, man. You're down to less than 100 HP. And that's solo kill number 3. Shredded Lettuce, man. He is shredding Young Slider tonight.
He really, really is. He really, really is. Yeah, whew. Yeah, Ethan is just absolutely popping off on this Anivia right now.
This is rough to watch. 10-2, 4K Goldie Chicken Gang. This ain't semifinals. This is just a foregone conclusion. 3-0 as our 4-1 Anivia, 2-0 on the top lane Silas, and it's really rough stuff. I gotta ask you the biggest question though, Ito. How, or is there even a possibility, an angle to come back into this game for the Mamba mentality?
Yeah, that's definitely the question. That is what Mamba Mentality is currently thinking. That's how they try to keep their mental. And I feel like we discussed this before. They still have a good scaling team. Like in theory, this team is still good. Like at time equals infinity, they are still incredibly strong champions that could potentially have a comeback. Their team fight we noted before looks like it could be pretty powerful if they have the Rumble Ultimate on top. If you get like a good Vladimir Ultimate with the Rumble Ultimate and with the quick slice, the Silver Ultimate and the Karma, like everybody running at you. But these are a little bit harder when you're behind. But they can like try to kite out these fights. They have good options to try to kite out these fights as well. The Vladimir and the Silver and the Karma. So I mean, you really have to see if they are close enough to make these team fights competitive, like make these team fights back and forth, and maybe they can make something happen. So you're kind of looking
And
for some team fights and hoping that you can solve the game in scale.
yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure at this point you can wait for scaling to come through, but
True.
maybe
Yeah.
there's a shot. We'll have to wait and see if there's a throw ever from a Chicken Gang, because that's really what
Yeah,
Mamba
I
Mentality
think that
are,
would
are
be part of
relying
it.
on now. Outside of that, though, you're just playing for your mental game at this point. You
Yeah.
don't want to ruin your mentals for the rest of the series. It is a best of 5, so you have time to sort of sit back, say, okay, we messed up in the early game on this one. Shifu is just going to use a Stand United because why not? He took it away and it was about to time out, so might as well help in Defiance clear his own jungle.
Might as well. It's like cause I play some Zoe. It's like whenever you have a flash from someone else on Zoe, and it's about the time I just randomly flash, just for fun. I guess whatever you have on it, whatever you have on your W that's about to time out, you just use it, cause why not? You have it. It's gonna go away anyway.
I would like to see a play there being made from Shifu, but you don't really need to at this point in the game if you are Chicken Gang. They don't need to pressure the tempo any further. Mario Flames, meanwhile, is stuck up here trying to farm on the turret against Shifu. This is a mismatch and a half. You do not want to be there if you are this Karma. 7 to 11 in levels. The man could just solo kill you under your turret, wave goodbye, eat dinner, and then walk out. And he would still survive the turret dive, no problem.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit dangerous there, but Mario Flames very aware of that and was just holding it until Hacksaw made it back, and then give Hacksaw the speed to get closer. I mean, not able to take the turret, of course. Turret will still go down. Uh-oh.
Melon trying to walk into his jungle. That does not belong to you. The Equalizer just does nothing, and Shredded Lettuce is looking for more kills. Flash away from Slider. As Ignite was taking down a Defiance, he'll have to flash away himself. But another pick for the likes of Chicken Gang as they siege now mid lane.
Yeah, Chicken Gang doing all the right things to do whenever you are ahead. Push up those visions. Those vision wards make it so that their jungle is no longer theirs and take away of just all parts of the map. As you get up, the boomerang. Just barely not gonna hit there.
Barely doesn't find Shredded Lettuce. Would have been nice to get to passive, but you still don't get the kill. You would have to push forward even more to be able to find Shredded Lettuce in the Agnivia. Siege will be stopped. Well done from Mamba Mentality to hold on to their tier 2. But now it is Dragon time. Sole point on the board here for Chicken Gang and Mamba Mentality. They have to decide, can they give their Drake or do they fight?
Yeah, it's an Ocean Soul too. And they really have to fight back the vision. Like I was saying, Chicken Gang has done an incredible job of pushing forward their vision line and just choking out Mamba in this map. So, and I see someone in the chat saying, it's a go next for me. Yeah, I'm sure that there's hopefully they aren't having that mentality yet. Hopefully they can. I mean, their name is Mamba Mentality. Let's see if they can maintain that mentality and see if they can maintain their mental for this game. But they're going to go ahead and contest this dragon.
This one started up actually by Mamba Mentality. The tempo just was not there for Chicken Gang, so they will lose out on their sole point, and poor recall timing, poor resource management will lose them their early stacking on these dragons. So that's 5 minutes of time bought there for Mamba Mentality.
Very true. Yeah, it's so important whenever you're behind to just try like save whatever objectives you can. Just stop them from ending the game faster. So, you know what? That does buy them some extra time, because that also would have been incredibly difficult to deal with. And also, not only is it the soul you have to worry about, it's about how early the first Elder Drake gets onto the map. Right? That first Elder Dragon, having like a 25-minute or 30-minute Elder Dragon could make the game incredibly difficult to stall out whenever they just come through and just roll through your team.
Plus the Baron that wouldn't spawn All but what, 3 minutes before that, 4 minutes before that as well.
Yeah,
You get those
that's
double
like
super buffs that early on in the
yeah.
game.
Oh
Yeah, that's
yeah.
really rough stuff to deal with. And yeah, you have some wave clear in the likes of Quick Slice, who's building that lethality. You have some in Young Slider as well, but there's just not enough to be able to stall out that long against the sheer threat and the range and the engage, honestly, that Chicken Gang now have. If you want to stand united into Nocturne combo, we've already seen them pull it off once before, and they are certainly willing to do that one again. For now, though, they'll push out their side lanes, bide their time, get a little bit more items, as everyone has now completed their first mythics other than Hacksaw.
Sure, and you see, the CS discrepancies you see, of course, in the solo lanes, Chicken Gang are quite ahead, but Sivir is still maintaining her CS lead, and in the jungle, Malone actually has a CS lead as well, taking advantage of that Rumble clear speed. So I mean, you know, they're down 9 kills, they're down 5k, but the game isn't over, and they are. I think that Dragon helps them breathe a little bit easier. I think they're definitely were, like, I mean, they're still not okay, but they're definitely breathing a little bit easier than they were before. Like, if they were to lose that Dragon, then oh god, just the sirens and emergency bells are definitely going off. They hear the tornado sounds, like, uh oh, this game could really be over. And, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
they get one.
yeah, they got one, and they bought themselves now 2.5 minutes. You got 2 minutes 45 seconds until that soul point is right back up, and they haven't done anything with their time. They've got a little bit more farm, they've got a little bit more gold in their pockets, but so have Chicken Gang, right? It's not like the enemy team isn't farming up. It's not free gold to yourselves. Matter of fact, Indivines has picked up a Rift Herald as well, so it's going to be even more map pressure to the likes of Chicken Gang, just waiting to decide where he wants to put that one down and at what point. And as soon as that one goes down, it's probably going to be easy priority to sign of Chicken Gang over this next objective.
Very, very true. We'll see where they decide to use it. The mid lane tower is already incredibly low. I imagine they won't use it there. They could probably just go in Smackdown unless they're trying to go for an inhibitor tower. I imagine that they use it. The bot lane tower for Mamba still stands, I guess, mostly due to the pushing work of the Sever and Karma. While they're in that lane, no one could touch their tower. So that maybe they look to break that there. That can also give them more space in the bottom side of the map where they can try and set up for that next dragon. Ooh, this again, this they 100% know where that Rumble is right now. He's just dancing on top of a ward.
Yeah, clearing his camps as best as he can, double clearing Gromp and blue buff at the same time. But yeah, unluckily, just sitting right on top of the vision, laid down by Chicken Gang. Shifo looking to knock down this bot tier 1 would give them the bottom priority they need to set up for this dragon, which spawns in 90 seconds. And we'll see if Mamba Mentality want to contest or they were content with their earlier play. It is Silas using that Stand United this time. Has that one in his back pocket as Indefiance trying to buy a little bit more space. We'll get chunked out a little bit and some space now bought from Mamba Mentality.
Thank you from Sivir hurts so bad.
Oh, here they go under the turret. The paranoia into that Stand United combo. Flash away from Quick Slice, but he's going to be followed through. The lethal template just does too much damage. Flashing forward is the rest of Chicken Gang. They've already got 2 kills, man. Make it 3. It's like a discount special. Mario Flames keeping himself alive at 1 HP, but Hacksaw having to defend this base now against Shifo. This is not a matchup you want. The Kingslayer just does too much self-healing, and here comes Shelly, man. It's time for the base.
Yeah, Phil's ADC, man. that's about it. See Quick Slice just get ulted on. Oh, Phil's so ADC. Oh, so disgusting. Does it feel going up into a Nocturne? What can you do with the Nocturne? Also has the Shen ulti on top of him. Oh boy, Phil's just so bad. Oh, and that turret will go down as well. So they get themselves an inhibitor tower, an inhibitor, and a Nexus tower as well. Uh-oh, time is definitely that timer to the end of the game has definitely been advanced here with that play, and we see that the dragon is spawning as well. Pretty much spelling disaster from Mamba Mentality. We'll see how they react to it, but I don't think they can contest it. Oh no. Oh, look at Shen. Oh, so sad.
Shifo stuck himself in a bush. The Dragon's going to be secured by Indefiance. Shifo going low. He's going to be taken down. A nice shutdown is going to be given over to Malone. The Equalizer's already used. They don't have any way to track down these members in the zone. It's just so damn good. Hacksaw's going to go forward to the flash taunt. But look who's damaging on the back line. Double kill on over to Bowkeeper. He's going to look for more. Quadra kill to Bowkeeper. He was 1v4 in that fight, and man, did it look beautiful. Ace 5 for 1. They only lose Shifo, and with the pressure they just gained themselves in mid lane, it might just be game over.
And that's looking like the Bud Light Ace and the end of the game. I, yeah. Oh Jesus, that I feel like the MVP. That Anivia ulti, they could not approach. They could not walk through that Anivia ultimate, and they just kind of stood back and then got low, and then Bokeeper just goes and finishes them all off. Oh
Man,
boy. Oh
what a
boy.
way to end game one. If you're a Chicken Gang fan, 18 to 3, 10K gold lead, only losing one turret and one Drake. That's gotta feel good.
Oh yes, that incredible game one performance, very dominant game one performance from Chicken Gang. There, we'll see what the damages look like, and yeah, I'm not even surprised to see that far on Anivia. Anivia just, oh god, I Ethan into this I Ethan, our staff member I Ethan, shredded lettuce IGN. What an incredible game from him beating up on Vladimir in the mid lane. He picked that phase one. He picked the blue three. Anivia before the second phase of bans so confidently, knowing that he was willing to just pick it there, pick it blind, whatever you want to play into it. I'm very comfortable on this Anivia, and I will be able to show out with it, and he definitely did. And we'll see how Mamba is going to react to that. They're definitely going to have to do something about that Anivia because that was insane. That was absolutely insane from Shredded